Shalom. Just gonna get the time. I was watching one of the ministries that was on, well, several times. I used to watch one of the ministers that was on YouTube, and he was bringing up the thought about the movie The Wizard of Oz. So it was on when I didn't intentionally go watch it, but I flipped the channels and it was on. So I said, okay, let me check this out from a analytical point of view instead of not entertainment, just analytical. And then that thought that he said, I looked at it from that point of view. And as I looked at it, I realized that The Wizard of Oz really is about Yahuda, Yasharal. And Dorothy, really the only real woman, a real, as they say, human being, living, breathing body, person, man, woman, living woman in the movie, which represent Yasharal, the woman, as they call today in Christianity the church, when in reality, you know, the real 12 tribes, that's who she represented in the movie. And then when she bumped her head and went to sleep and forgot who she was, she woke up in the magical land of Oz. And everybody told her to follow the wizard. Go, the wizard to have all of her answers in her dreams. So because she was ignorant, she didn't know how the landscape works. She knew nothing about the Oz. And then also I was reading the scriptures too about Job. He was in the land of Uz. Just threw that in there. Dorothy being Yasharal, the woman in the wilderness. So since she's in a magical dream world, she picked up some make-believe characters along the way that Yasharal, Yahuda, done fell into all these false characters. The Tin Man, Iron Man, the Tin Man who freezes up all the time, don't got no heart. The Straw Man, the legal fiction that they done turned, particularly Yahuda, that's what it started out with, but then now it's everybody that following that dream. The man of no standing in law, so he also can't even obey the law from the Almighty lawgiver Yahuwah. And then Aunt M, whoever, Aunt M, the lady in there, she was actually hear what I'm saying, she represented Yahuwah from the standpoint of, she was looking around, Yasharal, Yahuda, where are you? Where are you? And he looking, he don't see him because he don't see who he created. He don't see the real man and woman no more. They fiction, so he can't see them no more. Where are you at? And then the system blocks the view like they do with your computers and all that type of stuff, and tries to block the truth from coming out, cuts it off in the midst of your transmissions and all these type of things, because that's what they have power over. And then the system, the wicked witch, pops up in the scene and laugh, ha ha ha, I cut it off so you can't communicate with Yahuwah no more, ha ha ha. So then, now she's off to see the wizard, their wonderful Wizard of Oz, a land full of witches and warlocks, and then her arrival there, her presence killed the wicked witch of the east. Then now the worst one is the one from the west. That's what the movie said. The system. Then now she's off to see the wizard. Everybody in that land are actually Yasharal, Yahuda, and they're all being controlled by the wicked system, the witch. And then the worst part about it all, then they try to make you believe in the beautiful witch, Glinda, whatever her name was. So everything is about witchcraft and sorcery. And then they try to deceive Yahuda and saying that there's a good witch, but there is no such thing as a good witch. Then she follows the yellow brick road. Then her power is in the magical ruby red slippers. Then she's decked in sky blue. And then she's going off to see the wizard. The wizard is in a place called Emerald City. All green. And then the workers and everybody that's there, although they're part of the system, they're part of Yehuda, they're the ones that is signed up with the system, so they got to work for the witch. But then somehow Yehuda Dorothy, Yashriel Dorothy, and then she tries to push the cowardly lion up front to take his place, but he's scared of everything. No, in his hood he hard though, until you pull his coattail, and then he's scared of everything when it comes to real stuff. Yehuda. And then they get, I'm trying to make the story short, then they get all the way, but somehow Yashriel, Yehuda, they don't know what they're doing. They in a foreign land, they're in a magical land, witchcraft and sorcery. But for somehow the Most High, the real Most High, Yahweh, Elohim, always seems to get them out of trouble. Or they don't, but then the world tries to take credit for it and say the good witch did it, Glinda. And then when they get to the magical world of Oz, then they try to give them excuses and turn them away and send them to all these different things to do. To get into Emerald City, to get into the see the wizard. So then when they get into the wizard, she had a dog with him that was not bought off by the system. This dog would bark. He was a little dog, and a child should lead them. And then once they got into the comfort zone of the wizard, who was behind the scene putting off all these lying wonders and all these type of things. Also, let me throw this in there too. You notice the flying monkeys were the same ones that was in the movie Batman and Superman. The flying things, they're the same type of stuff. And then when they got in there and he was trying to turn them all away, this dog wasn't afraid to bark. He was a seer. So he went in there, or he was a prophet, or a seer. Yeah, seer. So prophet, seer. So then he went back there and pulled the curtains back on the wizard, and guess who was behind the curtain? The man. And then once the man was exposed, let me go back though. All the workers that were there, working for the witch, for the system. Once Dorothy poured that water on her, that truth, she melted. He said he came he said he is the truth, and he gonna destroy him with the brightness of his coming by the sword of his mouth, by the washing of the water of the word. And when he put that word on it, that water on that witch, she melted. And then all those servants of the witch, that Dorothy and them thought they were gonna, Yashriel and Yehuda thought they were gonna be mad at her and put her to death, but they was actually happy and joyous that she killed the witch. And then what she did, like to get back to the wizard, once they exposed him, and he no longer can hide behind the lying signs and wonders, he actually came out and started doing some good stuff for Yashriel and Yehuda. And then, as she followed the yellow brick road and got to her destination, and then she killed the system, the witch, and finally exposed the wizard who was actually pretending to be the Most High. As she exposed all of that, then the truth came to her that she was already at home, and she had the power all along to go home, but she was on a mission to follow the yellow brick road all the way to the wizard to expose the lie. So that is my short take and evaluation of the movie The Wizard of Oz. Shalom.